Hello and welcome to What Map, the map review show for Cities Skylines. There are tens of thousands of maps in the workshop now, and so finding the right one for your next build is a huge task. So each day, Monday to Saturday, we'll review one, using our 5-star rating for aesthetics, detail and gameplay potential, awarding only the very best the coveted seal of approval. So join me, fellow Skylines explorers, as we venture to today's new land. Who am I? I'm BonBonB, and you are very, very welcome.
Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to Wednesday's What Map. BonBon here. How are you doing? Right, yesterday's map was interesting. Understatement. Today's is better. And it's glorious. It's Wolfgangsee Austria by our old friend ecania. The most glorious, beautiful, scintillating map builder that there ever was. Now, he's got a unique style all of his own, and here's your start square. Pretty, isn't it, eh? Well, the whole map's pretty. Do not be expecting an ugly map. Right, there's your resources, in case you're interested in that kind of thing. Mostly used for painting, but you can actually use them if need be. There are quite a few things to subscribe to, including a collection of about 16 or 17 different things in it. There are recommended LUTs, blah-de-blah-de-blah. I don't even know what LUT I used. No matter what LUT you use, it's going to look beautiful, okay? It's going to look lovely. Right, down at road level, and we're going to talk high standards. Now this map is based on real, okay? I'm guessing there's terrain party used here, and I think most of it was because I said it'd be nice to see a map based on reality rather than fantasy, which is ecania's usual a trademark, really. So yes, so hence I think we've got a realistic-ish looking map. Now, it's not been done exactly realistic. A lot of it's been done. It's kind of a mix between the two. It's kind of a nod towards realism with the mountains, and going away from the 25 tile islands and prettiness and canals and all that kind of thing that you normally expect, and crazy tunnels. Although there are a couple of tunnels in this map. This one I'm not the biggest fan of, okay? It goes underground for those short few feet, and would it just been better to have extended the bridge a little bit further? I don't know. I'm not going to mark it down for that, but I'm not entirely sold on whether there should have been a tunnel there. Right, this intersection for the start square is fascinating. Is that an alien looking at you? I don't know. It's something, or is it goat wearing goggles? It's a goggle wearing goats, that's what it is. Yes, I knew there was something going on there. Loving this intersection, by the way. It's double layered roundabouts, and it's just got loads of slip roads, and it works nicely. This bridge, is it me, or is it slightly wonky? Now, I'm not marking the map down on this, but is it just a little bit wavy? I think it is, especially the one on the right. Just a little bit. I didn't expect to say that. Okay, now this next bit, this is a minor problem for me. Not this bridge, because this bridge is okay, fine. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But then this is a long old straight hill, and any Arctics pulling the trailers up there are going to, in real life, struggle. And as we are looking at a real life map, I think this is probably a little bit overkill in terms of one long straight hill. So am I marking it down on that? Probably not, but it's a little notch, one more little notch that says to me, just a little thought. Just think about it before you give it 5 stars for detail, BonBon. So I'm going to have a think. Right, now we're heading up into the hills. The texturing of the landscape we will be looking at a little bit later on, so don't worry, I'm not ignoring it. I know you're looking at the ground going, what the hell is that? I love that. Yeah, every right to love it, and I believe we do have to bow to a master map builder for the for the terrain, etc. Now down to the rail. The rail, well, I'm looking for weeds on the line because that has happened in the past, but there aren't any. There are 1 or 2 minor problems along the rail line. Let's just check this one out as we're going along. Yes, now here, this is nice. Okay, this is beautiful. It's tapered into the ground, okay? Doesn't just drop suddenly down, but look at this. Look at that. That rock. Look at it. That is an accident waiting to happen. It is. Okay, let's snip across here, see where it comes out. Nice straight line comes out over here. Once again, it's nice, tapered into the ground. That is good work. And it just goes to show Ecania. I was listening when I grumbled about his tunnels dropping straight down into the ground in, I believe it was Volda. Now look, we've got some trees overhanging the electrical cables there. And there are a few occasions where that happens. That's not one of them. But there are a couple of others where that happens along this part of the line, where the tree tangles up with the cables, and that once again is going to stop. Is that no? Ooh, I was thinking about it, that one. So yes. Anyway, yeah, but still, it's the one rail line, just the one rail line. I think you only really need one. Bushes, no, they're fine. There's one. That tree there, clipping into the rail, and that's even worse. Oh dear. You get the gardener along here. I think we'll just get past another one, but we'll ignore it because I think I've proven my point. I say I've proven my point. I'm not trying to prove a point. I'm just trying to show you. These things are nothing, by the way. These things that you take on this map, you won't even bother about. There's another one. You won't even bother about these things because, frankly, they don't matter. They really don't matter. I'm just looking for any reason not to give 5s across the board. You know, if I give 5s across the board for minor faults, then at what point do you say it's not a big enough minor fault? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, there's another one there. Yeah, look at that. Well, that's probably the worst of the lot. Anyway, asset review, anybody? Yeah, me too. God. And today we are going to buildings. This one, Eurocorner 36 2x4 level 2 Feindbild or Feindbild. It's very nice. It's very of an era, 1800s I would suggest, European. Like it a lot. Obviously it's one of a series and you can push them together and create whole parts of continental Europe. I think that's beautifully done. And Feindbild, there's not enough work from you on the workshop. Please keep churning out stuff this good because you're going to be loved by all of us. Eurocorner 36 2x4 level 2 Feindbild, love it. And back to Wolfgangsee Austria by ecania. No shipping routes, but this one air route. Thought we'd show it to you because, you know, if there's no shipping routes, why not? Water, no problem with water movement at all with this map either. We'll just follow the water source all the way down, shall we? Just showing you that even in the lakes, it's not static. Yeah, it just keeps moving and keeps moving there. Come right down there. It is little arrows. Everything's still going, and then into the rivers and under the bridges, and it's all good. Very nice for the vanilla-ish player. What's next? Ah yes, now let's have a look at everything in glorious close-up detail. This water source, I was complaining a long while ago about water coming outside the mountains, not realistic. This for me is the perfect water source. It's like a lake, there's hardly any water movement at all. It's big enough to hide the water source itself. I like the feel of it, I like the look of it, and it feeds this river. And this for me is the weakest part of the map. Okay, this particular river. It's not very long. It's probably too wide. The water, oh look at the texturing here by the way. This is what I was saying. Look at that. Very, very nice texturing. Excellent. All part of the theme, that is. Love it. Anyway, the water comes out here and we kind of got, you know, it comes out about there, right? There's a shoulder on the left there. See how it comes out? That water would be pushing, I don't know, sort of like a mini peninsula of land out, I would suggest. This little corner of the lake doesn't feel natural to me. And bearing in mind this is a realistic map, that just doesn't feel right. Okay, that said, it's still beautiful. Okay, now let's have a look along the banks. Everything changes all the way along the banks. We've got I'll say this texture again is stunning. And there's another texture in a minute, you'll see in a minute. The grass is probably a little bit too bright for my liking, but once again, I'm using probably the wrong LUT, and that is my fault, so ignore that. If you find the green too bright, use a different LUT. Nothing wrong with the... I'm not marking down on the colours, although the colours are glorious. Look at the colour choice there, look at the cliffs, look at the texture on the cliffs. Oh my goodness. Right, and we'll follow the coast along a little bit further, and there you go, some rock detailing. It's once again ecania-esque. It doesn't feel real at all, but it does look beautiful. And the land is pretty much perfectly flat throughout. Yeah, look at some of this farming. Once again, realistic? No. Pretty? Oh, damn right it is. And over here, look at this. Hint of pink. Hint of pink. Beautiful. And these, look at that, green and orange, and this two-tone, and oh, it's lovely. Absolutely beautiful. But like I say, the clusters of trees, though, aren't particularly realistic, and I think I should point that out, because it's a realistic map mixed in with you know, the fantasy styles that we're kind of used to seeing from him. Very deliberate, very tidy worker. And I've got to say, I like it. Oh, hang on, we've not looked at this river. And now, here we go. This, once again, this doesn't quite feel real again there. But this, I mean, once again, aquafresh. Clean your teeth, anybody? Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful river. We'll follow this up and see where this goes to, because actually this isn't, I hadn't noticed this before I started the fly through. I hadn't noticed this, but like I say, the mountains are glorious, absolutely glorious. Is this the water source? Oh, hang on, no, up here a little bit further, and hang on, what's that? Quick, let's toggle the clouds off there. Now is that an error? Is that by design? It's out there in the fog. I don't know. I don't know whether that's by design or not. I think benefit of the doubt, because it's a little unusual. I think it probably is an error, but I can't prove it either way, and it's not so hideous that it couldn't have been actually deliberately done. But yeah, the water comes down here. Once again, we've got this kind of, I don't know, it just doesn't feel realistic, nor actually does the entirety of this river here. Look at the texturing. Look at that. Goodness me. Superb work, ecania, superb. I like the texturing. Say this river feels more like a moat. It's not tapered into. It just, I don't know, it's just a trough for all the water, really, isn't it? I think. Just doesn't work. So for me anyway. As we come up here, we've got plenty of build space up here. More, oh, this different texture there. We'll have a look at. Shall we have a look at the texture here? Maybe that's the one we've seen before. This one here. Look at the pebbles. But if we come over here, look at this. Goodness me! I want it. I want it so bad. Oh. But yes, the valleys up in the mountains are glorious. There's plenty of build space up in the mountains for mountain towns, small mountain towns like up here. You can get quite a medium-sized town up here, I'd suggest. Plenty of space, and just imagine the views. Just imagine the views. Yes, you probably want to bulldoze a lot of the trees because they're just too pretty. But then, oh, what a map. What a map. And we'll head over some mountains and have a see what's on the other side of the mountains. Oh, the bear went over the mountain, the bear went over the mountain. And all that he could see was more beautiful detailing. More little valleys for building mountain towns in. And up here, this is quite nice. Plenty of space up here. You can run a road right the way down here, zigzagging to this area, and then down this slope. And you can meet up down here. So yeah, you can really get a half decent town up there as well. Glorious, glorious, glorious. Oh yeah, a final value. We've not looked at this one. Once again, very deliberate tree clusters. And yeah. Right, settle down, find a spot. Nice little thumbnail location. About here. Somewhere about here. Nice. Okay. Aesthetically, it's a 1. It's rubbish. It's the worst map I've seen in my entire life. Oh, sorry. It's a 5. It's amazing. It's the best map I've seen. Glory. Absolutely beautiful map. Detailing, I'm going to lose it 1 star. 1 or 2 minor issues. And if anything, more than anything else, it's a realistic map that doesn't look real because ecania can't help himself, being the perfectionist that he is. Gameplay potential, have fun, 5 stars. Cannot say anything against this. Right, so 5, 4 and 5. Shall we give it a seal of approval? Nah, I can't be bothered. Right, well, thanks for watching, commenting, liking. Oh, sorry. No, we are giving it a seal of approval. My mistake. Well, thanks for watching, commenting, liking and subscribing. Don't forget, if you want to get your name in the credits like these people here, you've got today and you have got tomorrow. And then it'll be December and it'll be too late for another month and you'll have to wait until January if you want to be part of the party. Well, thanks for everything and I will see you again tomorrow for another What Map. A Throwback Thursday What Map, no less.